Hello, good morning. Welcome to another ES Futures trading stream. Today is Wednesday, May 15th. It is 9:24 a.m. Eastern Time in the US. All right. Yesterday, I made a decision here. You know, the market was taking this high here. I'll make a decision. No, I wasn't going to put the big part of this last another closing. Because I was watching. No, the I consider the underlying of is very weak. The structure is very weak. What the market was doing was having a breakout of this 2 day range. The market is trending higher in the daily. It is also trending higher in the weekly time frame. Check your weekly. It is also trending weekly. It's for me. It is not doing that in the monthly. The monthly is trending lower. Or the more positive scenario, or the less negative is forming a range there. But that was my decision last night. It was late also. I decided to take this as a bit of take this movement as a bit of a spike here. Considering that this is a 2-day range and being the market the way how it is, I take the market just from this part. This is the past week, and this is more than a month ago. Just check this out, okay? This is 412. This is 57. I consider this to be an action that has removed the weakness of the long inventory from these days, and also checked where it has stopped. It stopped short from closing this distribution here. I have seen this market along with Nasdaq having a breakout of the inside bar in the direction of the trend, but coming back multiple times into the range here, and also stopping here. It's not a sign for me. It's not a sign of a strong market. Okay? I consider that this movement is conducted by the shortest time frame traders there are. Now, the market has momentum. To the upside, and they have another rule, right? Just don't find momentum. The fact that I wasn't part of this, I decided just to step out here, just not to be part of this. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be short. Okay, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be short. After the market closed, I came back and checked my time frames. I have also seen something interesting here, and which is the bond market actually. Let's check what there's a downside trend in the bond market, but there's something interesting for me here, right? We have a range here, and there's another range just on top of this one. Right? So the next time this market comes back, if it is going to find resistance here and going to find resistance here. Now this is a different way. Now this is a better way, to do something. I'm not saying that this market is going to rally, okay, but it seems like it is changing here. Right? This is another reason I decided not to do anything there. Right? There easily, there was a resolution of this range to the upside. This could have been to the downside easily as well. It has a resolution to the upside. All right. More short. I believe. I also believe. I haven't discarded the short covering here. And another thing that I did yesterday as well. I decided to ignore this volume, because of the meme stop frenzy or craziness that we have seen in the market again. Now, overnight inventory is very long. The market has a spike. The market is opening inside a spike. 52, which has been something for me. I have had. I don't have good memories when market opens. It has this kind of openings. 52, 45, 50, 50. Oh, okay. What is 52, 69? 52, 69. This saddle here. I'm not going to find momentum here. Now we have a gap here, okay? We have a gap guidelines apply now. Notice where I have a support resistance level here. $18,295. 18,295. No, that was yesterday. 18,415. This is very positive now. I have a gap. Okay, let's see what the market does with this gap. Another week high, mechanical selling here. And there is going to be a group of sellers or traders that will be selling this market just because it's too high. No other reason. No other reason. Just the market's too high. That's why I'm selling. That's not a reason to. No, just don't find momentum. If any, just don't find momentum here. The Dow looked very weak yesterday. Now it has a gap to the upside that has closed the last gap we had in the upper side. I mean, yeah, in the upper side, the gap when the market got lower. Now this has been corrected. This support that I have here is the last time Nasdaq. No, the one time before the last one. One time before the last high market had. That this market has. That's why I have the market here. It's just, now we just follow. It's following the direction of the overnight. How much volume do we have here? 280. Not bad. This is. Let me call this. Let me check. Yesterday, this week, I will call everything else here. I'm going to do 45 days here. 45 days here. So you can see what do we have here in the back. Huh? This kind of volume here, this is non-excess high here. This is very questionable. This is a weak high. It has two highs here together. And the non-excess all-time high here as well. The question to start the week, when this market opened over the weekend, there was an attempt to sell the market. It was rejected. You could see clearly when they opened it, tried to sell, but it was bought. And the question was, it is going to be able to make a new high this week, right? New all-time high. That's the question I had at the end of the week last week, to close the week and to open this week as well. And I had my doubts. I doubt that was possible. Now the base, just check this out. Huh? What is this day low? Right here at this at the low, this distribution here. Now very mechanical trading here. The last thing I wanted to do yesterday was to be long in this market, because what I saw here, I saw POC moving lower. Value was overlapping to higher, but POC was moving lower. My bad. POC was moving lower here, right? And I saw I saw some kind of 45 here forming. Now each time the market had rally here, it was sold, with POC moving lower, right? And one last rally. It doesn't mean that I'm going to take a short when I have this formation. The information that I'm having from the market here is the long, right? The long side has or carries a very high risk, right? It has a high risk. And these are guidelines, right? Only. Now look at the volume. Volume is decreasing. It's kind of higher relative to previous days of the last 10 days, but it's decreasing here. Also, we are around the 5300, some kind of magic number here. Okay. This low is also the low of this period, of K period. Very, very questionable, yeah. But the market has opened up above, right? We have a gap here. If the gap is going to be closed, usually it happens right at the opening, okay? You can see selling coming right from the opening. We didn't have that. It doesn't mean we are not going to have it as well. I am very cautious here, alright? What the market is telling me here, okay? What the market is doing. I have to identify first what the market is doing. Alright? We have another. I think the focus is here. What it looks like. Alright? We have a 3-day range, 2-day range that was that had a breakout to the upside. The first reference here, the first significant reference in the lower side would be this one here. Oh, come on, man! Did this market came back down and just stuck this? No way. Notice there is something here, right? There's some kind of like a small distribution here, and another one big one. Let's just the last thing, as yesterday, the last thing I want to be was long, and I was thinking also yesterday, when the market opened, or before the market opened, I thought that maybe this was going to be a market where developing trades were going to be the one that had some odds of happening. After the opening, after like 5-6 videos, I disregard that. But at the end of the day, as the day was closing, you know, I just saw that that was a mistake, right? Because this is a developed trade, a developing trade. I was looking this as a rally coming from a 45-degree line. This is for me. This is very dangerous here. The long side have really high risk here. That's why I didn't do anything here, and also just technical excess here, very technical, 2 ticks excess. Okay, that's good, right? All right. Most of the trading is being conducted inside the spike. Inside the overnight spike, right? We have a late overnight spike, spike yesterday, and now we have another spike in the overnight. We have a gap. Very emotional. If any, this is not a good sign. Okay. I am flat. I didn't do anything here. Not yet. Just check this out. This day here, this is what the volume is on this day. When the break, there was a gigantic break on this day. That's where the break came from. And after this, there's nothing here. We have a. Do we? Yeah. There's nothing else here. There's nothing here. And I guess one of these days has really huge volume. Okay, these days have huge volume here. Right? This one. Oh, okay, and this one's hidden here. Look at the volume here. This is very narrow range. Look at this one, 50s, just gigantic, tremendous, but no excess here. The market just got too long here. Look at the volume here. Pay attention to this kind of days here. When you got to extremes, when the market gets to extremes, either the upper side or the lower side, after big rallies of significant breaks. You will see this, you might see some narrow range day compared to the previous ones. Or sometimes you may have wider, but the focus, right, the volume concentrated in one section of the profile. And there's no excess here, no excess here this day. But the notable thing is, POC for once is almost as wide as it can get, as wide as it gets, and the volume here. I remember this when I watched that. Now this tried, it was an attempt. Notice how this day closes this distribution, very misleading, right? Closes the distribution but fails. Right? It didn't get into this one. There's tremendous amount of volume here. So supply or whatever, and then it just look what happens after that. Now I am going to miss the trade. I had to be long. Oh, this is going to be a big opportunity. I have to sell. I have to be short because the market is going to close the gap. That's FOMO. Huh? It is hard to be here. Hey, yeah, how are you, my friend? Night 34. Boy, I'm saying good morning back really late. How do you know market gets too long in 318? In 318. In 318. Maybe 328? You were talking maybe about 328, right? This one. Because of this. Let me. This was a movement up here that I started in September. My bad, November last year. Look at this. Now, look how this section of the market is how you have a channel, extended, really long channel here. It seems like this year also, right now they're trying to do, oh, come on. They're trying to do the same, huh? But very narrow range now. Now this is wider, very narrow here. It's very systematic. Okay, look, I can do the same. I can do the same thing here. You can see, right? You can see that here. Here is different. That's a little bit wider, okay? Oh, you got the idea. These kind of days, when the market we have a spike to the upside, market opens inside the spike. Boy, these are really hard for me base it on, on my record, right? All pieces, all MGIs are signed into the upside. Something that I'm going to do here is going to highlight this. It's a very prominent POC. 949. We have 10 more minutes. This volume, is this an indication? Volume is going to be down here. We're trying to find support somewhere now. Yes, what happened in one time frame can happen in all time frames. Look at these lights here. Light here. I'm not paying attention to this one today. But these guys are really getting really close now to get inside, back inside this range, huh? Yesterday, we saw weakness, tremendous weakness in the Nasdaq. But for this market coming all the way up to here, this is all-time high. It's not, the Nasdaq shouldn't have any. It should be easy for Nasdaq to get this high. Now check this thing. We saw like a couple reds here before. Now they are gone. And this is how it changes. Changes happen. On this day, right? This is. I have an idea of this market and opinion what may be happening. I am very cautious here. Let's see if this market can close the gap here. Now look, 1000 is not bad, huh? Here we didn't have much here. There's not much here. Did you see how here stop it right, and it has a movement to the downside? Once it came back, was bought exactly from support here, this reference. Now it has some acceleration here, and it stopped right here. It stopped right here. No, now what kind of trader you are also, right? So market can get long, too long in the daily charts and market profiles. Yeah, this is, you can see, well, it happens to everybody. It happens in the daily, weekly, can happen in the monthly as well. As Jim says, we are short-term traders, right? Most of what we do, in this case, pretty much everything I do has to do with what happens in the in the daily, on the intraday, right? In the intraday, what I can see here, what what you're watching here in your, what you have in your screen, and but I am aware that I am not the only trader here. I'm not the only one here. There are another type of traders. Traders that have less capital than I have. Traders that have more capital than I have. There are traders that participants that are interested in getting in the market, you know, like as a long-term investment, multiple time frames. Short-term traders that have huge amount of capital available. Right? Short-term traders that may have a little bit higher time frame than the daily, right? Not the weekly, not getting into the weekly, but maybe just in the week, right? Everything. It happens to everyone. Right now, for example, this market is getting long. I mean, right now it's long from the overnight. But you can see here what's happening here, what was happening here. But there is something here, some things that are what happened here. Okay? What happened yesterday, this movement here to the downside, this movement removes some of the weakness from these days. Right? It removes some of the weak. It doesn't mean that the market is going to be long, for example, right? But it removes some of the weak inventory from these days, but just the weak inventory, some of the weakest inventory, right? Because can you see where this was bought? It remains weak, but the weak or the I guess calling this there's also calling this kind of inventory weak. It's also may create a bias here. Just because we call it weak, it doesn't mean it's not going to stay. Or in any case, we don't know how weak they are, because there is the weakness that I may have, for example, a trader that doesn't trade more than the daily time frame. What I see here, I go flat, I don't carry trades. I was thinking to get some, I was tempted to buy some puts in the SPY yesterday, but when I did my homework, I was doing my homework before the day closed. I saw that the risk in the lower side was high as well, and that this market can go anywhere. The all-time high is not that far now, it's not that far. Momentum is to the upside, and the bond market was in this range as well. We have this period that we don't have news, we don't have things that are kind of like huge events that are waiting in the deck, right? And the contract, the new one, will start, I guess we're talking maybe 3-4 weeks down the road, right? That's one thing. It's going to start down 3-4 weeks down the road, and probably I'm just thinking of one scenario here. Yeah? This is an opportunity to let the market, to let this short-term trading that is dominating the daily. There's a lot of short-term trading going on here. Just let carry. If you want to sell, for example, something, what do? What's the best thing for you? As high as the price you can go, the highest price that you can get is going to be the best for you. So why just don't let it go? Just don't ride this wave and then do something, right? After that. Oh, the SPY is what's called a cash market as well sometimes. The bond market is the cash market. But some people call the SPY also. The SPY is an ETF. The SPY is an ETF. This is the SPY. I was checking these options yesterday. Yeah, they said not to do anything. This is the SPY. Let's put this in daily, okay? I'm going to do here the ES. It's the same, okay? But this is an ETF. The SPY is an ETF, and the ES is an index. And if you can see, it's the same. Right? It's based in the ES. It's exactly the same. But this is traded as a stock. Right? You can buy this and hold. Right? This is what it's worth, 520, 525, for example. Right? It moves exactly. It is the same way, same thing. But this one, you cannot trade this. I mean, if you got options, you cannot trade it overnight. If you buy or sell, you have to wait. Once it market closed, you have to wait until 9:30 next day to do something, right? You can do absolutely nothing here. That's another way to trade, right? And if you trade, it is less risky. This is another way to learn also. You want to learn, for example, you can do it here maybe. You buy one on 520. I guess each point is worth. I guess each point here is worth $10. So 520, 5.85. This is $1 here, and 1 point here is $10. Something. So it's less risky, right? So 1 point in the ES is going to be like 10. I check. I didn't buy that. I just tried options there in that market. There's many ways to do this thing, right? There's another things here. There are another things. You also have. Let me check here. Okay, this is double long SSO. Double long? Yeah, this is double long. The SDS is double, triple short, I believe. Okay. But this is another instrument that it's different than stocks. Okay, if you perceive weakness, for example, you can use this one too. But it's different. This sells daily as well. There are many ways. So there's so many things that you can do here that you have at your disposal, and that's why it's not. It is a waste of time and resources to try to guess what quote unquote big money is doing, right? Because once it's very hard to know. It's very hard. They will go to extremes to hide their activity, and two, there are just so many things that they can do, that we can do, or they can do, right? You can be short here, for example. You can have a huge short position here in futures, right? But your hedge can be bigger, right? So while one is losing, the other one is bringing you more profit than the losses. This is just an example. I'm not saying they do that, but this is just an example. Because it's crazy for you to think that big money will do something here, for example, right here, or yesterday even. Right? They just don't do that. The way how they trade is different. Okay, that's a good question. I had to Google that. An exchange, this is an ETF, exchange traded fund. It's a basket of securities that tracks or seeks to outperform an underlying index. It's basically the index, right? The same securities that the same stocks that the index have are here. It's basically the same. What do you do? It is up to you. There are times when the SPY, for example, has doesn't have liquidity or too much liquidity. So the slippers that you may have there is, as I say, I don't trade that. The slippers can be significant, but it has good volume now. You can see the liquidity when you see the bid and ask that are really tight. In the ES, for example, how much the bid is now? It's 97.50, and the ask is 97.75. Just one ticket difference. There's a lot of liquidity there. When the spread is wide, when the spread widens up, gets wider, that's something that's not good, right? Yeah, as I say, it is it really, when you start going that road, you will start to discover things. What you are saying, what you have just said, can be a possibility, right? For example, right? Just let's say it is that, and then you keep doing that. Okay, I got something, right? And you discover another thing, and then another thing, and then another thing, and it's just not worth. At the end, what matters, right? You always keep. If you choose to go that road, you always will come back to this. What's happening here? Yeah, because these are the orders that are getting in this market. Also, for example, if some fund wants to go, has something, has an idea, has a belief that something is bound to happen, right? The odds of something happening are significant. Right? Getting in the market through futures is safer, right? Doesn't move the markets than getting through stocks, right? Because getting into these indices, for example, you can then transform. When you execute your position here, when you say that and you actually take delivery, you will transform your contract in a set of, in a basket of 500 stocks, in which 500 companies have a position, have a weight, right? I think I don't know about the weight of each one. I don't even know who was. Well, I know that Apple, Microsoft, Netflix are here, for example, but I don't know all of them. I can Google and guess know who are here. Just this is something. Wait a minute. Did you see what happened here? Did you see what happened? The market came back. Check this one again. The low of this distribution, and now it's yeah. Oh, the 5300 here. this is interesting here. Okay, and now this is held back too. Hmm. The market did not close this distribution here. I mean, did not close the gap. You know, it is still trading inside the SPY. What I say is really a waste of time to try to figure out what big or bigger capital is doing, you know, because also there is not, you know, when we call, you know, this is this fallacy, right? There's big money, right? But who is big money? It is not one company. It is not one group of hedge funds, right? There are hundreds, right, of investors or hedge funds that which different beliefs each one. Everyone thinks different. But you will see, for example, you will see the CEOs of these companies come, you know, day after day to these sets of TV sets, to these newspapers, to these outcomes, where they will talk about the market, right? They will see potential that AI is going to dominate the market. So we are investing heavy in AI, right? Now, if I have huge amount of capital available, let's think about this. What is my interest in letting people know what I am going to do? Right? So when I know what they are doing, then I don't want to know. Right? Because more like there's a lot of interest behind this. We just talk about, for example, Chase, the CEO of Chase Bank, right? They was talking trash about Bitcoin, and how at the same time that he was doing that, Chase was building a position with Bitcoin, right? And when you see these guys, these people in these shows, you know, each one has an agenda. Every single one of them. There are some people that are different. I think, for example, these are investors, right? You know, Warren Buffett can be one of those, but what he has to say doesn't have an impact on me, on what I do, for example, right? Steven Druckenmiller is another one. The vision that he has, for example, I like how he talks, right? His plans or whatever he does. I used to like Ray Dalio as well. You know, I used to like to hear him, but I don't see him that all. I guess he's more focused in his books now, and since he has lost his son a couple years ago, there has been a change in him, right, after that incident. And remember, investors are not in the market to trade. Once you invest, you know, you stay there forever. You just keep adding and adding and adding. Right? You don't make money, and you are always making money because your position is so big, for example, that you start, you know, every quarter you have income that is coming from earnings. You know, you will have 1 million of shares of Apple or something, or any other company. Probably if you're an investor or Coca-Cola, how much is Coca-Cola now? $40, something like that? I don't know. Probably, you know, I have this from, okay, now I remember Coca-Cola. Berkshire had Coca-Cola, started to build a position when Coca-Cola was like $2, right? 20, 30 years ago. Or less than $2. And now, now the earnings, the quarterly earnings that they have, they report like $2 per quarter or something like that. And so now, in just in earnings, you are doing how much, right, per stock. So that's a different. That's a different. But the talk in the street is, oh, okay, big money is doing this, smart money is doing that, follow the money, stuff like that, right? It's just, for me at least, it's just, it doesn't make sense to spend time there. What matters is what I am watching now. Even if in my own experience, right, I did this, for example, right? I did this, I do these things, I am very close to let this go now, But I was checking these things. I guess I have like about a month or 2 months or something like that checking this. Just monitoring these things. Right, and at the end, I always come back to this. What's happening here right now? We have a gap. The underlying is weak. The structure is significantly weak. The rally has not a good structure. I have an inside bar in a day that has a gap to the upside, and that is coming from a spike from yesterday. In a day that I did not consider this day as a good day. Particularly here in Nasdaq, I thought there's tremendous amount of weakness here in this market in Nasdaq. I don't consider this market being strong. Okay. Regardless, price is very high now. Yes, I'll be here. If I'm not here, I will be in Discord. It's alright, man. No problem. Remember, what I do here is I have a simulated audience, I have an audience in my imagination. And I try to, I do that to try to keep my focus. I'm working something else, that is changing. I'm working something else, but I'm going to be here. I don't have too much hopes though for this market. Right now, at least. Alright, take care. Oh. There's buying here. That's decreasing. How much is this? Like 20% lower than yesterday? $17% lower than yesterday. Trading back and forth from the 53. There is tremendous. There can be something here in this area, because there was tremendous amount of trading here. But the higher this market goes, the closer it gets to this. Look at just this weekly here. The weakness in the weekly. Alright? The weekly time frame. There is just no excess here. 1, 2, 3. This 3 here, 1, 2, 3 are these highs here. Now, what can happen? There's a significant range that we have here. And this oh boy, look at this. Oh, as we talk here, look how volume has decreased. As we talk, look at how what's happening here. The monthly, there is weakness in the monthly as well. The daily, the weekly, there is tremendous weakness here now in the upper side. Let's see if the market can take those highs out. Another time. This is the second time this market dries here at the high. It dries here, it dries here. And check this out. Check what happened here in this period, in A period at the low. Notice the contrast between the high and the low. I'm not saying nothing about, this is also just something another reason that I am taking this. I have been very cautious here. You got another non-excess high here, but first market has to, this market has to deal with this high here. Still, all this trade is going on inside this spike. Let's check here. Let's highlight this one. What kind of traders are here? We'll see that. We may see some selling coming exactly from this level. Let's see. If you have any questions, please let me know. Now, are you short in the market? This is a significant counter action we have here. Nice counter action here. Yeah, at the beginning, at the opening, it didn't show any interest in that. That was a sign of strength. A little bit lower than hard back here. Alright. The market now is right at trading at the high of the spike that we had in 428, right? I mean Nasdaq. Coming from the spike, dealing with another spike there. Now, a strong market, just don't do this kind of. Doesn't be. Just don't do this, right? Comes back and sells from this high, for example, right? You have a 5300. It doesn't do that. It just doesn't. The market also has been paying attention to these weekly jobs numbers. So and tomorrow we have another one. That is something that is changing too. They didn't used to be that. It wasn't like that before. I had a selling here, waiting. I just let it go. When the market did not, when the market come back on here and has a pullback. Now I don't want I don't want to be here. I was expecting that this movement just keep going. The way how it was doing, I was expecting they were trying to get to this high. And the first time usually there's some selling because of the type of participant the market is having right now. And they're buying. My market's to the upside. Nasdaq at least is to the upside. The ES still have balance here. The same kind of buying we have here, the same kind is repeating here. Now they have choose, they have picked another reference. Very subtle reference though. Huh? Alright, please, if you have any question, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to be calling it a day. And I wish you guys a really wonderful rest of the day. Stay safe. Bye bye.